History. Now. In 1893, a small man emerged carrying a pyx, which was a small African imported instrument, a musical instrument, a glass of milk, and a weasel by its scruff. He appeared at the gate of the town of Winchworth, which is a small parish town outside Canterbury. Winchworth has always lived in the shadow of Canterbury itself, and in the late 1700s it was, well, by force as opposed to consent, it was decided that it would be under the authority of Canterbury. And this is the reason why this man appeared at the gates. He wanted a complete reanalysis, discussion, debate on the terms of why this secession of power had taken place to Canterbury. This man was called Brother Servon. Brother Servon was born in 1806 to the son of an oyster catcher and a whore. He initially had little to no interest in the church until he was given one of the first copies of the print Bible. This sparked an immense interest in young Servon. He would then learn certain quotes and verse, and he wouldn't be adverse to, at dinner parties, other social engagements, to quote the Bible and impress his elders. Pleased with their son's passion and interest and dedication to the cause, they suggested to him that the life of a brother, priest, or a very reverend would be suitable for young Servon. He, as a young impressionable boy, accepted this challenge, if you could call it that, and he enlisted in the help of the local church. There he soon started to pick up what was needed, and eventually, I think it would be handy to point out that he essentially, what we know today is work experience. He essentially did an internship with the church. And this grounded him in the basics of priesthood and a life in the eyes of Christ. Once Servon became a priest, he made it his ultimate aim to grab the power back from Canterbury. And this is where we get back to the story of him appearing with a glass of milk and a weasel by its scruff. He appeared having had several whiskies, which of course was frowned upon and discredited him in some ways, which is why perhaps history doesn't look upon him as favourably as, say, I do. And perhaps why he wasn't latterly named a saint, or as the joke goes, named a latter-day saint. He appeared, and he demanded to see the Archbishop of Canterbury, which was the time Peter Wirt. He spoke to him, and they agreed to have a fairly cordial meeting. When they had the cordial meeting that was arranged for a Sunday just after Easter, he appeared again, not this time with a glass of milk and a weasel in by his scruff, but with a small slingshot that was made from a cat's tail and a peasant's throat. This was the last act of Brother Servon. He was then taken away and incarcerated. He was accused of being mad, mentally ill, deranged, strange, unhappy, unwell, disabled, and generally a stain on England